Hey Matt, you ready to lose another challenge? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Monthly Mayhem Season 2. If you're new to Monthly Mayhem, in this series, Matt from the Scale Builders Guild and myself go head-to-head with a challenge that we've both laid out against each other. First series was our drag bolt series, where I kicked Matt's butt and sent my drag bolt at 63 miles an hour down the tarmac. In this one, we've got something totally new. This time, we're taking ourselves out of our comfort range of solid axle four-wheel drive, and we're going to be using these Associated Reflex DB10s. Now, these DB10s are basically a two-wheel drive short course or buggy style platform. However, what we plan to do with them has nothing to do with their normal intended uses. This time, we are going to see how long we can keep these things in the air. And when I say keep them in the air, I don't mean how far or how high, but how much time can we keep these things off the ground. We're calling this one the Hangtime Challenge. These series are 4 weeks long. So we've got our intro video today, and then we've got a new video every Wednesday for 4 more weeks. Plus, we've got vlog updates every Friday as well. So if you've enjoyed these in the past, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, make sure to hit that notification bell so you see these videos as soon as they pop up, because we're going to have a lot of fun with this. Associated sent both Matt and I one of these Reflex DB10s, as well as one of their 3S LiPo packs, and a box full of spare parts and other assorted things, because we did let them know what our plan was. And they're well aware of how much carnage we could be doing to these platforms. Now, out of the box, this is a brushless, ready to run, and the 3S pack that we got here should keep it moving pretty good while on the ground. Now, just like last time, we put a handful of rules into this challenge to keep things interesting and fair. So as far as the premise and rules go of this challenge, first of all, like I said, it's how long we can keep this thing in the air. And we're measuring that with the video. We're gonna be filming our jumps or flights or whatever you wanna call it at 120 FPS, and we'll be doing the time or distance based on the frame count. Now, both of us are going to be using the same ramp to launch these things into the air. And we have to take off and land from the same level-ish platform. So no huge differences in elevation to try and gain us more time, but more on that in a little bit. Now, after we huck these things into the air, once they return to the ground, they have to be drivable. And that means the steering still has to function. They have to be able to go forward and reverse. We have to be able to take it at least 100 feet in a controlled fashion. If we throw it into the air and when it comes down, it's basically just a pile of parts, that is just not going to count. And that is why we have a big box of spare parts. One point of clarification on that is that if it lands upside down or is stuck in something, you can go free it, but you can't repair it. Unlike last time, we're not starting off with a baseline. I think we know that these things can jump in the air and then land. The ramps that we're using are only about a 12-inch lip, so pretty small jump. We're not talking about a big 4-footer or anything like that. Matt and I both really just don't have space to store a ramp like that. But believe me, after spending $110 each on these ramps, we're both going to find some sort of reason to use these again. But what I would like to hear is your guys' predictions on how long we'll be able to keep these in the air and by how much I'll beat Matt. I think my semi-realistic, unrealistic goal is about 10 seconds. And that's actually a really long time, and I don't know if it's possible, especially with some of the rules we've put on this challenge to try and keep it interesting. Both of us have to use the stock body, or the painted clear one that they also included in here. I'm gonna stay with the stock one because A, I can't paint very well, and B, I may need the clear one for when I inevitably catch this thing on fire somehow with some sort of contraption I attach inside. Now, I mentioned that this was a brushless rig, and we must use the stock motor to propel this vehicle, as well as that included 3S LiPo. However, we are both allowed one extra motor. And as you can imagine, there's lots of different ways that you could use an extra motor to try and get a little bit of hang time. So add that to the list of things to think about. With that extra motor, we can use this battery to power that one, or you can add a separate one, but this one and the stock motor have to be used in the vehicle still. So beyond that, it's just a matter of how weight conscious you want to be or how much we think this battery can supply. And lastly, we put some dimension restrictions on this. The tested vehicle must be able to fit within a 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot cube. So can't end up with some crazy huge wingspan just trying to float this thing around. We're restricted, so wingspan or lift or however that goes is going to be a little bit tighter. Now at the beginning, I mentioned that standard ramp that we'll both be using. There's a little bit of a twist to that. Now, I had mentioned that we have to take off and land from the same level plane, and that is true until week 4 and the finale video. And at that point, all bets are off. Take off and land from whatever you want, measure hang time as you wish, but remember, it has to be drivable when it lands. So send it and pray, hope that it lands at the end, and hopefully we get a good frame count, or at least it ends in a spectacular fashion. So that is the outline for this season of the Monthly Mayhem Challenge. Absolutely comment with any of your suggestions on what you think I should be looking at to try and keep this thing in the air. I've got some plans and I've already have some parts, here or on order. So we'll see how it goes. But if you guys can think of any brilliant ideas, absolutely drop them in the comments below. This one definitely a little bit further outside of my realm of expertise than I would normally play. But that's kind of the point of the Monthly Mayhem Challenges. Matt and I both want to have some fun with RC outside of the way that we normally do. And this really isn't the type of buggy you would even normally expect to see on my channel, but it allows me to have some fun and play with it in a really different way. So again, drop the comments below. Predictions, suggestions, general trash talking, whatever you got, throw it below. Love to read them. Thanks for watching, guys. Looking forward to the Monthly Mayhem Challenges every Wednesday and vlog updates on the challenge every Friday as well. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell. See you guys on the next one.